Welcome to the Brian T. Hour. I'm, of course, Brian T. And I would like to welcome this next guest. He's been a regular, and I gotta say, it's always a lot of fun when he's here, which is why I keep having him come back, and I allow him to hijack my show every now and then. In fact, he's the only person that I allow to hijack my show. He is a political activist. He always has a lot to say. Please welcome once again, from the Keystone Alliance, John DeBartola.
Happy New Year, everybody. How you doing?
Welcome back again, John.
I hijacked for all these years.
You
I'm never
have.
gonna let it go.
I know you've got scandals. You always have scandals. There's always swirling around you. So what's the latest?
Let's see. I won my 2 lawsuits for freedom of speech against the Greater Johnstown School District. I believe those are the first freedom of speech lawsuits in decades. They violated the Constitution and the Sunshine Act. They were court-ordered to pay me $197. Please laugh. Those are my filing fees. You know they've yet to pay them? So by the time I come for the next update, I'm probably going to have to file a contempt of court lawsuit against them.
Would you say you've become an expert on lawsuits? Because it sounds like you really have.
Well, jailhouse lawyer, is that the term? I'm not a solicitor. I'm not a lawyer. I have no legal background, yet I filed miraculously like 11 lawsuits in the past 2 years. I filed 3 very well-known lawsuits against the Cambria County District Attorney, Cambria County Controller, and the Cambria County Commissioners. One was for ghost employees. 2 years ago, and I'm infamous for the right-to-know request. Those of you who are watching these, I file the requests for information, get denied, appeal them to the Office of Open Records, and then win these appeals because I believe our government is not transparent and they're hiding information. Cambria County, which is a small county 90 minutes east of Pittsburgh, where we are right now, has a bad habit of giving jobs and government paybacks to political people. So for example, if Brian was the president of the Greater Johnstown School Board and I was your brother, sister, uncle, nephew, whatever, you would get elected and then vote me in for a job. And they do that from the commissioners to the city to the school board. So with all these ghost employees, I sued to find out how they were paying one of the, I guess the godfather of crime himself. Took him to court, served him a subpoena, and of course I lost the hearing. But we were told that Governor Wolf now has changed the way the state does the grants for these things. They were getting millions of dollars in state grants just to here create jobs, here help people. And you need to do these things, but they weren't regulating them and they weren't checking them. I've asked Auditor General Eugene D. Pasquale to investigate this. He was on the TV news where I live out on Channel 6 saying he would. This led me into other multiple right-to-know requests against the DA. I discovered through the right-to-know law that she had 7 secret slush funds. Now, for those of you who know what drug forfeiture money is, it's known as black money. Whenever there's an arrest or a confiscation, she had a brown money account that was non-drug forfeiture, black money, which was actual drug forfeiture, and these are really big terms. So we confiscate the drugs, put that in an account. If you have cash on you, every dollar you take goes into a black money account. That money is then spent by our government. It's supposed to go towards, I think it's usually 50% goes to the municipality where the money was taken for rehabilitation, for programs to help people. The other 50 is supposed to go towards helping buy bullets, hire personnel, to help curb the drug problem. In Cambria County where I live, it was just on our news, they were spending it on Vera Bradley bags, $1,000 Christmas parties, meals, flowers, yoga. And I've literally been watching this going, are you kidding me? And I have become the most outspoken critic for my district attorney. I'm calling for her to resign. The Cambria County Commissioners have spent $10,000 to fight me in court. The DA has already spent $17,000 out of the drug forfeiture account to cover up these secret accounts. I was forced to sue Cambria County Controller Ed Cernick. The way the drug forfeiture law works is every single month the controller of our county is supposed to do an audit of these accounts. Well, I was exposing all these secret slush funds. No one knew about them, so there was no audit. So I sued him to find out what was going on. So he finally released an audit about a month ago. It's not made public because the State House has to accept it. It's on September 30th of this year. I'm trying to get records back from 2000 to present. And for those of you who are following Cambria County, we had a judge named Judge Okiki who, about 20 years ago, absconded with funds and fled the country. It made huge news. So all of this is kind of circling. I'm about to file another lawsuit against a judge in Johnstown named Kevin Price. He had $25,000 in buy money. For whatever reason, my district attorney, her name is Kelly Callahan, and I make fun of her as Caitlyn Jenner. I know it's not right, but I laugh about it. She gave this guy $5,000 increments just to buy drugs with for undercover deals. Records show that he was given $25,000 in the course of 6 months. They can't explain how it was spent. They don't have serial numbers on it, and they are fighting tooth and nail, claiming that it's criminal cases that are 5 years old, and they will not provide the records. So am I crazy? I also am asking for overtime records. I believe that funds from Cambria County have been spent illegally, giving political paybacks, tens of thousands in overtime as paybacks, literally. And I don't know whether it's speculation or whether it's true because I don't have access to the records. They keep blocking me. So I keep going back to court. They originally had a Supreme Court case where the Center County District Attorney had tried to claim that the DAs in Pennsylvania were not a judicial agency, meaning they were exempt under the Freedom of Information Act, and surprisingly, I won my case. So the way the Supreme Court ruled against the Center County and Bedford County DAs were that district attorneys were not judicial agencies. That means their records are right-to-knowable. So all of this is circling around me, and I have this firestorm of publicity and controversy. And as I'm taking on the city council, I ran for mayor of Johnstown on a platform of exposing the corruption in the greater Johnstown school district and getting out District Attorney Kelly Callahan. The newspaper refers to me as a political opponent. I always laugh, so I'm thinking, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a Joe Schmo person. I'm filing these lawsuits on my own. I have no financial backers. Rumors are that I'm with the FBI. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal schmuck, people.
And you also are like I like to call the Michael Musto of Western PA, because he knows always.
I know all the dirt,
the latest gossip
yeah.
of what's going on.
Oh yeah.
But in addition, the idea of having a political activist on my show, and the reason why it has been not only a lot of fun, but it's been informative, is also because of the fact that, like me, John is also involved in the kind of activism that I got involved in several years ago, such as anti-bullying. And we're involved with the Trevor Project. It is the leading national organization providing suicide prevention services to LGBTQ youth in crisis ages 18 to 24. And so it's been great being able to collaborate with John. We've done a number of collaborations to promote the Trevor Project and the life-saving work that they do. You can go to their website, thetrevorproject.org, to find out everything you need to know. And I know last year
we had Bruce Krause, the president of Pittsburgh City Council, as our keynote speaker for the Trevor Awards. We do a Reader's Choice Awards for 20 years now almost. Well, 19 actually.
And you ran for mayor.
And I ran for mayor. I got 20% of the vote, or maybe it was 17. Or when you run in Johnstown, the problem is no one votes. So if you're a Democrat, that's the only chance you have.
So what do you think the problem is? I mean, we've got this, major political divide, and people have all these complaints about what they can't stand about government and what's wrong with the country, but they don't do anything. They don't get involved and they don't vote. So what is the problem?
It's been my experience, Brian, that most people only get involved if they have a personal interest in it. So until it affects them personally, they don't bother. And I believe, truthfully, I'm a Democrat, and I'm an openly gay Democrat. I ran under Trump's slogan, "Make Johnstown Great Again." You're allowed to laugh. It was supposed to be a joke, but I didn't vote for Trump. Until people realize that government needs to be kept in tune. I honestly believe that most government officials are corrupt because once you get in, power corrupts. Those contracts you're voting on, who gets what appointment, all of these things are the people that they have friends with. Of course, they're going to be people they like. It's not going to be people who deserve them. It's people who should get them to promote their political careers.
I always say I'm not interested in being popular compared to informing the uninformed and inspiring the uninspired. And if I have an important message and I want to get that across, it's also about getting people to think about issues that they may have never thought about before, or to get them to think about an issue in a completely new and different way. And of course that comes with adversity, it comes with backlash, and it comes with a lot of adversity. And I've gotten a lot of hate, I know you've gotten a lot of hate directed at you, even death threats, and you have as well. And so it is not easy. That is why this work is so important, and we continue this work with the Trevor Project. And we will be right back after this important message.